CNN said on Friday that it had cut ties with Reza Aslan, an Iranian-American scholar who was the host of the network's weekly show Believer, after Mr. Aslan assailed President Trump in a series of vulgar messages on Twitter after the terrorist attack at London Bridge last weekend. Mr. Aslan, whose program covered global religion and began this year, apologized after his tweets on Saturday, in which he described the president as an embarrassment to humankind and compared him, using profanity, to a piece of excrement. His remarks came as Mr. Trump, in messages posted on Twitter minutes after the attack, criticized London's mayor, Sadiq Khan, and argued that the episode justified the president's proposal to restrict travel to the United States by people from several predominantly Muslim countries. CNN has decided to not move forward with production on the acquired series Believer with Reza Aslan, a spokeswoman for the network said in a statement. "We wish Reza and his production team all the best." Mr. Aslan, in a statement on Twitter, said he was very disappointed by the decision. "In these politically charged times, the tenor of our nation's discourse has become complicated, and I recognize that CNN needs to protect its brand as an unbiased news outlet," Mr. Aslan wrote. The discourse in television news has seemed to coarsen in recent weeks as the national political environment has been marked by partisan divisions and rising tensions over the Trump administration. This is the second time in 9 days that CNN has removed an on-air figure because of political commentary. Last week, the network said that the comedian Kathy Griffin would no longer be a host of its New Year's Eve program after Ms. Griffin was rebuked for posting a photograph in which he brandished a fake severed head that resembled the president's head. CNN's parent company, Time Warner, has also faced a backlash at another of its units, HBO, because the host Bill Maher used a racial slur during last week's episode of his show Real Time. Mr. Maher apologized the next day. In his previous apology, Mr. Aslan wrote that he should have used better language to express my shock and frustration at the president's lack of decorum and sympathy. On Friday, Mr. Aslan sought to clarify his role. "I am not a journalist," Mr. Aslan wrote. "I am a social commentator and scholar. And so I agree with CNN that it is better